have the distinction of introducing an individual who is possibly one of the nation's best motivational speakers. He brings a wealth of experience, which he has graciously agreed to share with us as we focus on a timely theme for our annual back-to-school fall convocation. His speech is designed to result in a positive behavior change for all of us. We invited him to be here so that he could share practical and useful techniques on how our United School Division family can engage the Portsmouth community in assisting us with the goals for the new academic session. This year, we are focusing on the enhancement of student performance. Perhaps in some quarters, his expertise in this area would be considered legendary. We urge you to listen attentively to a powerful, enlightening, and challenging message. He is a marvelous asset to have around, as you will soon be able to discern for yourself. He is an individual who offers a profound challenge that transcends mediocrity, and he strives to achieve excellence in his every undertaking. Our special guest is in demand as a speaker because of his wit and his restrained humor. Our esteemed speaker will bring a much-needed message about vitality, enthusiasm, creativity, and a healthy respect for professionalism. His firsthand knowledge serves him well. Please join us at this time so that we can extend a warm, cordial Portsmouth Public Schools welcome to Dr. Kinston J. Griffin, our keynote speaker. Dr. Griffin?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Now that was weak. Good morning, everybody. Now, leaders, I want you to understand this. Now the die has been cast, and we've made a conscious decision to step over the line. We will no longer vacillate, vacate, listen at, or listen in on losing. We will no longer meander with the maze of mediocrity. We will not conform to the cancer of can't, but we must confirm with the condition of can, because with any shadow of a doubt, there is no more shadow, there is no more cloud, and there is no more doubt. Now let's start out this year right. Look to the person to your right and to your left and just tell them, I look good, but you look a whole lot better. Oh yeah, I can see this is gonna be my trouble side. They said they look good and they look better. Now I gotta warn you, I am not one of those traditional speakers that's gonna stand behind the stage and stand on stage. So I'm getting ready to put this mic on mute, bring the house lights up. I'm getting ready to hang out with the people in the audience, make some noise, make some noise. House lights up, bring the house lights up, bring the house lights up, because if we're really going to have victory in every classroom, look at your colleague and say, are you ready for what is about to happen? Because here's what the research shows. The research shows that young men and young women now, like never before, are struggling academically, not because they're bad, but sometimes we have people called counterfeit teachers. Oh, I didn't come to play. I came to tell you the truth, because how dare us stand in front of a classroom and we have young boys that can rap but can't read. Little girls dropping it like it's hot and they GPA dropping. I mean, the reason some people can't actually understand what's taking place, I remember the time in academics that we dressed like professionals.
Yes, yes.
See, the reason some young boys can't understand your A's and B's because they're looking at your C's and D's because you won't dress right. See, if you're going to really have a true academic school year, that you're going to increase standards, you got to act like it, dress like it, talk like it, walk like it, be like it. You got to do the things today that others won't do so these young people can have the education that others won't have. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. And just so you know, I'm only in first gear. So if you think you're going to text and tweet, you better tweet. It's about to go down. I only have a few minutes, but I remember the time in education that you remember. Can I see your glasses for a moment, please? Let's see here. No, baby, you need these back. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I remember a time. Oh, you going to take my picture? Hold on. Let me get with the band real quick. Hurry up. I only got about 10 minutes. I remember a time when they would look at you. You remember when your grandmother used to look at you and she would say, you got one more? One more what? Oh, so all y'all know my grandma? But I remember the time that education had something serious, that education had something real, but now we come to school and I can't distinguish sometimes if you are the student or the teacher. See, I need you to up your A game because young people are looking at you like they've never looked at you before because they don't have a mama and daddy like they used to have. Because, see, you got some grandmas that's doing the stanky leg. So I need us to make sure that if we're going to be the educational system, Portsmouth, that we've got to step our game up. Listen, parents are not leaving the good children at home and saying, well, you got to go to the school because I just can't deal with you. Parents are sending you the best of what they have. So if they're sending you the best, I need you to no longer have bad days. You have character building days. That's it. Because if he thought you could handle it, that's why he gave it to you. So stop being a coward and step up to the game. I dare not let somebody 4'7" or 7'1" tell me how they're not going to listen in my classroom. It's just unacceptable. But here's the reality too. I dare not be at the water cooler at your parent-teacher conference and talk about it like this and fill in the blank. Oh, he get on my last. They think they all that in a bag of, y'all must be my cousins in Virginia. But I say all that to say this, you have to inspect what you expect and monitor your face, your mouth, and your emotions. See, the reason sometimes that young people don't want to come to your class because we're in the South, right? Because some of us are trifling. Oh, yeah. You probably saying, man, that speaker's tough. Well, it's not like y'all paying me what in Texas. No, I'm just joking. They got a lot of money. Man, I like that bow tie. What's your name, sir? Paul? See, that's where it starts with. Good morning. Yes. I believe in you. You can have all the instructional, educational, technological tricks and tools, but if your attitude is not with gratitude, and if you won't put a smile on your face, I remember there was a little song that said, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Here's a new song. If you're happy and you know it, your face should truly show it. How can I learn and you don't even look like you want me there? That's right. Customer service is everything. Yes. And see, one of the issues is we were mad at their daddy's, mama's, cousin's, niece's, nephew 20 years ago. That day's gone, folks. And if you keep kicking them out of schools, who's watching your house? Booyah. I mean, I get so sick and tired of young boys saying, oh, Mr. Griffin, Dr. Griffin, I'm going to make it to the NBA. You will make it to the NBA because you won't pay attention in math class. You have an NBA, no bank account, NBA. I give high fives in the pit, too. But I remember a day that we valued cafeteria workers. I remember a day that we valued custodians and janitors. I remember a day that we valued teacher assistants, administrators, support staff. I know, and I'm not disrespecting any degree, but I know a lot of PhDs that are professional idiots. So don't let your degree take you where your character can't keep you. Drop the mic on that one. Where's Mr. Pope at? Mr. Pope, where is he at? I know it's about 1,800, 2,000. Mr. Pope, where is he at? He's not here. I want everybody to, now, who's got the camera? Record this. Put this on record. Put this on record real quick. If you're about to run out of minutes, tell us. Mr. Pope, I came to Portsmouth about 3 weeks ago, and I've traveled across the country. I speak to over 1 million people a year, and the level of expertise, the way you cared for me as you are my senior, I value you today, and there's about 1,800 to 2,000 people that's getting ready to give you a rock star round of applause because I applaud you today, sir. I don't think he can hear you. I don't think he can hear you. Because I think he might have worked with maintenance or something of that. What was it? Yeah, he works with either maintenance, operations, or something of that magnitude. And when he picked me up, he said, "Good morning, sir."
Yes, Lord, he did.
And he had this little smooth walk about himself. He said, "I'm here to take care of you." And he said, "If there's anything you need while you're here, let me know." And he said, "I got a little bit of work to do today," but he said, "Here's my mobile phone." He didn't say cell, he said mobile. That's old school, mobile. And he said, "When you're ready to go," he said, "just let me know, and I'll be right out front. And I don't want you to miss your flight," but this is the part where he touched my heart. And he said, "For whatever reason, if we miss it, I'll drive you back to North Carolina." Now, I try to manage my emotions all the time, but I said, this gentleman is potentially old enough to be my father, depending on, before he got to know the good master, he could be my grandfather. But he looked beyond my age, looked beyond my degrees, and he chose to serve. My question today, even in the top, will you serve the young people that have low test scores? Will you serve the parents that only come in anger? Will you serve each other and quit backstabbing each other? Dr. Bracey can give you all the resources, but if you won't figure out how to work as a team, how to love, how to care, how to stretch, how to grow, how to push, how to press, how to go beyond what looks like average, because if there's a choice between average and excellence, you've got to choose excellence and never settle. So if we're really going to have victory in every classroom, pull out your smart devices. I want to give you what victory stands for, because the title of my talk is Victory in Every Classroom. I just need to make sure you were paying attention. Let's see if they're paying attention real quick. Everybody hold your right hand up real quick. Right hand, right hand. That's your other hand for those that held up the left one. Now, swing it over to your right. Everybody say, "Hey. Hey. Hey." Oh, this is going to be good. Look at them. Wait a minute. Keep that up. Just keep doing it. Hold. I'm going to do a selfie.
I'm getting my exercise today.
Dr. Bracey, you got some crazy folks here. You got some crazy people. But if we're going to have victory in every classroom, the V must stand for vision. What's your vision? And I don't mean tunnel vision.
Amen.
What's your vision today? You've got to have vision to not only see with your eyes, but you've got to hear with your ears. Not only have to see with your eyes and hear with your ears, you got to feel with your heart. Men, and let me talk to us for a second, because I only got about 7 minutes left. Men, I need you to dress the part in the 21st century. I need you to dress the part. Some young boys will not see the crux of a man until they see you. I need you men to monitor your mouth. I need to make sure not only you are monitoring your mouth, but I need you to speak life into young people. I need you to see that young man, and when you see him and he's not doing the right thing, come on with me, young man. I need you to make sure you got him with you, and then you pull this young man with you. Come on, come on, come on. And then watch this. When you see a young man that doesn't look like you, hear me, come on, come on. Wait a minute, come on, what you doing? It's your time to shine. And watch this. Come on. Come on. And then when you see a young man that might not look like you, might not sound like you, might not dress like you, might not feel like you, don't let him fall, because you might be all he has. So what we've got to do is we've got to, when he gets angry and he's showing out, we like to call it attention deficit disorder, oppositional defiancy. My mom called it BAD, you just bad, you little bad. That's what my mama called it. And then, if you got so bad, my mama had a different type of medication. It wasn't Ritalin. It was called the BELT. That's what I'm just telling you about my mama. I'm not saying do that, because Dr. Bracey needs no lawsuits. But here's what I'm saying. Sometimes you've got to talk to him and not at him. Sometimes you've got to pull him with you and say, listen, let's just talk about, and don't do it in front of his friends. Pull him to the side. Don't do it in front of his friends. Pull him to the side. Don't make a show out of it. Pull him to the side, and then after you do it, watch this. Humble yourself. Hey, I don't know what was going on in the classroom, and just to be honest, a lot of people don't like Mr. Jones anyway. I'm just joking. But I have an expectation of you. Not only do I have an expectation of you, we have an expectation of you. So talking about in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, we're making sure that you stay suspended because we know you can make it to the next level. We want to give you a book. We want you to come by our office. We're going to go by your classroom. But here's the thing. We've got to eat some lunch together. See, one of the challenges is with some educators, you all want to eat lunch together, and that's why when they see you at the same little table eating together, and when they see you at the table, the way that you get to know them is you eat with them. You stand in the hallways. You walk down the hallways. You not only go to the bus stop, but you go to the bus drop. Not only do you do those things, but you go to their sporting events. Your job is not 7 to 3. Your job is from 8 to faint. And then when he walks across that stage, you'll be the one that he'll remember. When he or she comes back with their associate's degree, I'm not knocking 4-year colleges, but we know some of our babies got to start with the 2-year before they go to the 4-year. And before they get to the 2-year, they got to get through high school. You have a great K through 6 system. You have a great 7 through 8 system. But high schoolers, we got to make sure we put things in place because you've got to lead by example. Give my 3 volunteers a round of applause real quick. The I, you've got to keep your integrity. If in victory in every classroom, you've got to keep your integrity. So the V stood for what? The I stands for what? The C is your character. See, I want to know what you look like when your principals are not watching you. See, I already know what it feels like at the beginning of the year. Oh, it's the beginning of the school year. It's great. 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 Oh my God, like holy cow, like yeah. But then October comes, you're like, shit, I can't wait for Christmas break. You may get weary, but faint not. You got to take a TV timeout sometimes also as well. I know some of these babies get on your nerves. See, we want to have the cute conversation, but I want to know, will you make the decision, is it about suspension or is it about putting yourself in a position to understand the other S, which is the situation? Suspension or situation. The V stood for what? Vision. The I stands for what? Integrity. The C stands for what? Character. The next, the T. I want you to teach them because you're going to have to teach them to reach them. You got a lot of young men, oh, Mr. Griffin, I'm going to the NFL. Yeah, no friends left, NFL. Young ladies now, and yes, they are young ladies, and I call them young queens. These young queens now, some of them come that I have never heard some of the language come out of young ladies' mouths like never before. Oh, this is the side that I said was going to get in trouble, right? So you know what they're going down the hallway saying, you're stupid. I didn't say this to this side of the class, because this side of the class, but I'm going to go ahead and say, you know that, you're stupid. I can't stand you. And see, girls are different than guys. Guys, we get mad at each other in the 6th grade, and we upset for 6 minutes.
Yes.
But little girls, you in the 6th grade, 6 years later, 12th grade graduation. She going across the stage. Oh, I'm going to get her. Soon as Dr. Bracey turned his back, I'm going to trip her as soon as she walk across the stage. She called me fat. Now, look at me now. Look at me now. But make sure that you model for these young ladies. Make sure that you care about them. I remember my high school, one of my middle school teachers, Miss Cowan. every now and then she would just come by my seat and go, whew. One time I think she said, Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi. Oh God, pray for me. And I know we're in education, but it's one thing if they took the prayer out of schools, it's another thing if they take the prayer out of you. She never crossed the line, but she would just always go, ooh. The V stands for what? The I. The C. The T. Here, teach and reach. Got to teach and reach. The O. You got to get outside of the box. See, some of you have been using the same old lesson plans. If we're really going to talk about instructional leadership, you've got to really go back to learning how to be an instructor. You've got to get beyond the desk. You've got to move beyond the normality. You've got to listen to what they listen to. You've got to look at what they're looking at. You've got to even ride through where they live at. See, some of us got a degree and forgot where we came from. Don't forget from where you're from. The O stands for what? Out of the box. Got to get out of the box. What's the next letter? R. You got to be resilient. Why not be resilient? Resiliency means that you've got to press beyond the pain. I know for some of us, it's a little uncomfortable. This is what you say. My very own children don't cuss me out. Your children might have had 2 of you in the house. You might have raised them even by yourself, but you did not negotiate this thing called high standards. You set expectations. A lot of times, young boys, we kick them out of school, or young girls, and we'll say, oh, I'm going to call your mama. And the young boy will be like, well, oh, I'm going to call your daddy. Well, when you catch them, let me know, because I'm looking for them too. You got to be resilient. What's the V stand for? I. C. A few times, because if you walk in front of that, all y'all gonna be like, ooh, because it'll give a feedback and background noise. Our C is what? Character. T. Teach and reach. Next letter. Outside the box. Next letter. Resilient. Last letter. The why. You've got to yield not to your own understanding. As I prepare to close, my question is, what are we going to do this year? Portsmouth Public Schools. You got one of the baddest choirs I've ever heard, and I travel a lot. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, and see, what I found out, when things go wrong, you don't go wrong with them. I heard talent, so all the stuff in the back didn't work. I said, hey, Chris, ask them to play a song. Now, I know they were like, I value and appreciate your flexibility. But that means we've got to be flexible, too. It's not always going to go your way. This is not Burger King. This is Portsmouth Public Schools. It's not always going to feel the way you want it to feel. Change is inevitable. Oh, I got to do principal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. If one person changed you making it or not, you weren't fit to make it anyway. The school board is going to support you. They're going to be in your schools. The mayor's going to be there.
Yes.
They're going to be in your schools.
Yes.
Not only is the mayor going to be there, I have just a few contacts, just a few. And I made a commitment to my friend. I said, let me know what I can do to assist you. How are we going to do it this year? So I need a favor. I need everybody to stand up on your feet real quick. Stand up, everybody. Stand up. Stand up. You can bring the music up, too. Now, I need you to repeat after me. Say, I am somebody.
I am somebody.
No, I'm going to use another mic because I don't think you can hear me. I want you to hear me. Say, I am somebody. And now look at your neighbor and say, we got some big things to do. Now point at your other neighbor and say, you don't even know who you're standing beside. Now one more time, say, I am somebody. Come on, I everybody. And we got some big things to do. I'm Kissing Jay Griffin. God bless y'all. Give yourselves a big round of applause.